Oh wow, I was not expecting this one today. So CD Projekt Red released a brand new video offering an insight as to what happened during the development of Cyberpunk 2077 to cause it to have such a rough launch. Plus, it is an apology, but most noteworthy is also an updates roadmap right here that they provide in the video. So we're going to go over this video and see what they have to say in detail right now. So this is what we're going to be talking about. And also, I'm going to be going over some of the comments from this video, so a lot in here for sure. So let's do this. Let's take a look at what they have to say.
Hey everyone, my name is Marcin Iwiński and I'm the co-founder of Projekt. When I started Projekt 25 years ago, one of its founding principles was honest and direct communication with gamers. When Projekt Red, the game development part of Projekt, was born, it added something important to that principle, the ambition to make the best games in the world. It became our mission and something that guided us up until now. Based on that legacy of genuine and honest communication, you've trusted us and pre-ordered our game. And despite good reviews on PC, the console version of Cyberpunk 2077 did not meet the quality standard we wanted it to meet. I and the entire leadership team are deeply sorry for this, and this video is me publicly owning up to that. Please don't fault any of our teams for what happened. They all are incredibly talented and hardworking. Myself and the board are the final decision makers, and it was our call to release the game. Although, believe me, we never ever intended for anything like this to happen. I assure you that we'll do our best to regain your trust. Now I'd like to tell you how the situation looked like from the inside. Cyberpunk 2077 is huge in scope, and I'm not only talking about quests or things you see at first glance. I'm talking about a multitude of custom objects, interacting systems, and mechanics. In the game, everything is not stretched out over flat terrain where we can make things less taxing hardware-wise, but condensed in one big city and in a relatively loading-free environment. On its own, this is a challenge, but we made it even more difficult for ourselves by wanting to make the game look epic on PCs and then adjusting it to consoles, especially old gens. That was our core assumption. And things did not look super difficult at first. We knew the hardware gap, yes, but ultimately, I think that time has proven that we've underestimated the task. To give a concrete example, and the main culprit, we had to constantly improve our in-game streaming system for all-gen consoles. Streaming is responsible for feeding the engine with what you see on screen, as well as the game mechanics. And since the city is so packed and the disk bandwidth of all gens is what it is, it constantly challenged us. Every change and improvement needed to be tested, and as it turned out, our testing did not show a big part of the issues you experience while playing the game. As we got closer to the final release, we saw significant improvements each and every day, and we really believed we would deliver in the final Day Zero update. Now let's talk about the review process. We started sending our PC review keys in the first days of December. On launch day, December 10th, we hit the ground running with a really good start on PC. While not perfect, it's a version of Cyberpunk we are very proud of. At the same time, we're fighting for quality on all-gen consoles till the very last moment. And every extra day of us working on the Day Zero update brought visible improvement. This is why we started sending console review keys on the 8th of December, which was later than we originally planned. This all happened while working from home with all the challenges resulting from the COVID-related restrictions. A lot of the dynamics we normally take for granted got lost over video calls or email, and we took that hit too. Now I'd like to tell you about our plans for the future and present a path for Cyberpunk 2077 on consoles and PC. We have already released 3 hotfixes improving the game, but that's just the beginning. Our ultimate goal is to fix the bugs and crashes gamers are experiencing across platforms. Please expect bigger and smaller patches on a regular basis. The first update will be dropping within 10 days, and it will be followed by another, more significant one in the following weeks. We will, of course, continue to work on the game in future updates and improvements beyond that. Our big plans for supporting Cyberpunk in the long term did not change. As for the free DLCs, our initial plan was to deliver them just after the release, much like we did with The Witcher 3. We decided to focus on the most important fixes and updates first, and we'll be releasing the DLCs afterwards. Expect more information in the upcoming months. For those of you playing on next-gen consoles in back compatibility, you can still expect the free next-gen update for Xbox Series consoles and PlayStation 5 arriving in 2021. We are aiming at the second half of the year. I'd like to end this video by assuring you that we treat this entire situation very seriously and are working hard to make it right. The guiding principles of our company are still core to what we do. We still want to make amazing games and have an open communication with you, our players. For now, our immediate focus is to work hard on making sure you enjoy Cyberpunk 2077 regardless of platform. Beyond Cyberpunk, we have many plans for the future, which we'll share more about when we're ready. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.
So there you have it. An update about Cyberpunk 2077. Very interesting stuff there for sure. So it's really interesting how they talked about how the old gen consoles, as we would call them, the PS4 and Xbox One, were really a culprit to their development process. And it seemed like they were starting first from the next gen angle and working their way down, trying to scale this massive endeavor of a game down to the PS4 and Xbox One. Again, I've always said it. I personally think what they should have done is delayed the PS4 and Xbox One version of the game by like 6 months to a year. I know a lot of people would have been pissed about that, but they could have preserved what CD Projekt Red is all about. But, you know, it's good to see that they posted this video. You could see that, you know, most likely they've lost some sleep over there at CD Projekt Red for sure. You got to also consider that, yes, the pandemic, no matter what, is going to influence whatever development you are doing, whether it's for video games, movies, what have you. They're even rumoring with the new 007 film, for example, delaying that another year because of the pandemic. So you could see how serious the pandemic can be to creating media, movies, games, what have you. It can really impact things for sure when you have to start working from home. But it's really good to hear that they are going to be offering a brand new update, a new fix, a new patch here in the next 10 days. So we have that new update coming, and then smaller and bigger updates, as they did say, are coming along. And also you got to remember that free DLC will be releasing much in the same way The Witcher 3. So first, just as we theorized, we will be getting fixes for the game. That's going to be the most notable thing. And then, of course, like The Witcher 3, we're going to be seeing those small incremental free DLCs released. I hope they're really good, honestly. So, yeah, hopefully they can get it together and really bring this game back to what it is really supposed to be. But also, something that I really want to note is the next-gen updates for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. We really haven't heard much about that. It's good to know that those are also being created as well, because I'm personally really excited to see what they can do for those next-gen consoles. Because right now, as it is, these, Cyberpunk 2077, it released on PS4 and Xbox One, and you had to purchase, you're seeing a glitch right here, but you had to purchase those versions and then kind of basically upscale the game on whatever console you have. So I really want to see the true next-gen stuff released. But yeah, you know what we should do? We should go over some of these top comments in the actual video itself. Do you want to do it? Let's do it. Let's check out and see what was said here. It says, honestly, heartbroken for the developers, to be honest. A lot of you guys agree with that one. Yeah, it really hurts. Because I love CD Projekt Red. It says, Harry says, this game has so much cut content. Would love to see things removed, added back to the game in the future to make it feel more cyberpunk. Ethereal says, brah, he looks completely dead inside. Clearly Mad says, the flower that blooms in adversity is the most rare and beautiful of all, Uncle Iroh. Yeah, that's a good one. I assume is that from Avatar? Last Airbender? Winter King says, this was quite humbling to openly admit responsibility takes heart and deserves respect. I still love them and the effort they are putting in, and I believe that they will fix the issue in the game. Swan Ronson says, what a name, he says, I feel really bad for the developers. Greedy corporatism ironically took over, and a few people screwed it over for many people. Yeah, he really did take ownership. Brooke says he looks upset. With that being said, they should have made sure all systems were covered instead of focusing on one. I played on PC and I enjoyed the game despite the bugs and all. At least he owned up to it. Hopefully moving forward, things get better. He just really looks devastated about the situation, honestly. All right, we got a good one from Stealthy Ninja 73. He says, hey, CD Projekt Red, I just want to say You guys are doing great. The fact that you're owning up to your mistake and recognizing what went wrong is incredible. I'm glad you are sticking to your word of being open to us. We all wish the launch could have been more stable, but it happened and here we are. I wish you the best of luck in the rest of the work you intend for Cyberpunk 2077. Until then, I will happily be a part of this amazing community that loves, supports, and constructively criticizes the game, and I will definitely be putting more hours into the world of Night City, eagerly waiting to see what else your team will bring to the table. Blaze away down the rebel path, Chooms. So there you have it. A lot of support for the team at CD Projekt Red. There's a lot of people rooting for CD Projekt Red to get it together and get this game in shape. Let me know your take on this video. Definitely very brave of CD Projekt Red to release this, but also I appreciate the roadmap. We really needed some sort of roadmap for the future of Cyberpunk 2077, and here it is. But thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more updates about Cyberpunk 2077, and I will see you next time. Take care.